right, welcome back to the post Sunday Night Football Hunnaball stream. What is up, everybody? We do not miss a week for now. I have a problem that's coming up next week, but I'll figure that out later. Until then, let's talk about Vikings Cowboys. All right, I'll let some people filter in, but this was a great game. As you can see, we picked Vikings plus 5.5. I didn't think they were gonna win, but shoot, I definitely had more confidence in them than most. The entire NBC crew picked Dallas, entire clean sweep. They had like a screenshot moment and everything, and it was very clear off rip that the Cowboys defense had no answers to the Vikings offense. They had no answers to JJ McCarthy. John, I went to sleep at the first pick and just woke up to a win. There you go. John, I'm sad you didn't get to experience that, but I'm glad you guys are here. Let's wait for this chat overlay to start working with us, and then we will be good to go. I'm glad to see you guys here. Did I name this stream something? I realized now I don't think I put it like a name for this. I put fours. That's great. That's great. My dumb ass. I forgot to change the title of the stream. Let me do that really quick. I'll get on that. But this was a crazy game. Calling someone, oh my god, scrolling someone 9 is a compliment. Oh my god, can I just not right now, YouTube? They're telling me about ads. I don't want to hear about it. 9 is a compliment though. 9 is a hell of a player, man. 9 looked good. I mean, here's the thing, right? His mechanics, and I'm not like, Collinsworth said it all night. I hate parroting what the commentators say. Dude, his mechanics are outrageous. They are crazy. So let me just rename this. 9 looked pretty sharp. There you go. I really didn't want to lose that gem of a title. So 9 looked pretty sharp. There you go. New stream title. Perfect. Uploaded and ready to go. Nice. All right. Back to what we were talking about. The game. The game of football that we've been talking about for 15 weeks now. All right. Let's see. He may be a Packer, but dude's a beast. Prayers up for Micah, though. Yeah, no. Prayers up for Micah. Jarv lay 11-4. Got a pen on the Steelers now. Well, Jarv, that's what I mean. Can't always pick with the crowd, friend. Can't always go with popular opinion, because sometimes you got to be brave. Sometimes you got to take Vikings plus 5.5. I didn't foresee what is this, 70 points? 70, nope, 60 point back and forth. Rest in peace, and every important Packers player. Right. Did I see a 60 point, like, fire show? No, not really. I'll say JJ McCarthy, man, he rips that ball. I realized I have had JJ McCarthy in the quad box and I've watched him play, but to be honest, it's kind of been, how do you put it, cookie cutter? You know, a little bit of just kind of watching and being like, oh, first down. Thus, it's a good play. Very outcomes based, I'd say. And that's, I said it a lot today, but when you watch 4 games and feel the need to keep a constant dialogue about all 4, lots gonna go over your head. I gotta watch tape all week just to keep up. So I'm gonna start doing that. But what I will say about JJ McCarthy is this dude has 0 touch. 0. And it is hurting him and the Vikings. They won. I don't want to pull punch. I don't want to, like, you know, clip their wings now. This was a good win for Vikings Nation. Skull Nation, let's go. I was rooting for the Vikings, obviously, even though now it does seem like the Eagles will win the NFC East, which is not ideal. It's not super fun. But the Eagles had their win. The Eagles took advantage of their easier matchup, and they won by a lot. The Cowboys at home, Sunday Night Football, gave JJ McCarthy everything he could have ever asked for. A mean, gritty win. JJ McCarthy's looking at the camera, mean mugging. He knows exactly. Everyone's watching. The stars are brightest in Dallas. Everybody knows that. So look, dude, JJ McCarthy might be a cornball. He may have had no real tangible college success as a thrower. He may have had, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 really bad games before this. But he's a winner. At the end of the day, he has won some games. He beat Dak Prescott in Dallas on primetime, Sunday Night Football, with the whole world watching. JJ McCarthy can go to bed tonight thinking he did that. He is the man. And a guy like JJ McCarthy, you don't want him walking around thinking he's the man. Whether you're on his team or against his team, it does not matter. Something fiery will come out of this win. But I'm really happy for Vikings fans. I'm really happy for just Jage and the whole Vikings offense. TJ Hawkinson had a good game. Who else? Like Naylor, there you go. Talk about Naylor. Yeah, Naylor had a couple of touchdowns. Like, just spreading the ball out. They ran the ball. I mean, it doesn't look that impressive, but it felt like every time they needed a big run, they got it. They were just able to convert on chances. And it was funny because Brandon Aubrey missed a couple of kicks. And it was one of the most talked about storylines. I'll tell you, there's nothing, you guys know this, there's nothing these commentators love more than Brandon Aubrey. If I have to hear about his MLS story from kicker to kicker, again, I'm gonna lose it. I've heard the story. I get it. He played soccer. He changed to the NFL. He's really good. Who on earth doesn't know the story of Brandon Aubrey? Seriously. Are we at a point where we have to tell everyone this 100 times over? It's like the DraftKings. Deposit 5, get 200 back. Who the hell has not taken advantage of that yet? Unless your state just legalized gambling, what is the point of telling people the same thing week after week after week after week? Dude, you only get it once. You got to put in your socials. You only get it once. I got really off topic there. The point is that Brandon Aubrey missed some kicks. I'm not going to flame the guy for missing what I think was a 49-yarder and a 60-yarder. I could be off on that, but they were two long-ass kicks, and that was the big story. Collinsworth said it. He said, look, Will Reichert has converted on chances that Brandon Aubrey hasn't. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Will Reichert made 2 kicks and 4 extra points. Brandon Aubrey kicked 6. He kicked 6 times. If anything, we need to point the finger at Dallas for not being able to close any of these possessions. It was field goal after field goal after field goal. I mean, they started off with a touchdown. They started the second quarter with a touchdown, but then it was just kicks. It was just kicks from then on out. And credit to Dallas, they didn't punt very often, okay? And ending, you know, you guys are always saying, like, take the 3, end the drive in 3, scoring points, points matter. Dude, at a certain point, you got to be able to finish the drive. And I think Dallas fell off the wagon there, and they didn't give Minnesota the respect that Minnesota deserved. And, I mean, it started off great for Dallas. Interception on the second play. It was a crazy one, too. It wasn't even really Nine's fault. I mean, it was, but it wasn't, you know? So you got him stepping up, lasering these passes right into Justin Jefferson's hands, but he can't catch it because Justin Jefferson can't catch a fireball going 80 miles an hour above his head like this. You can't see him out of the green screen, but pretty long reach Justin Jefferson's got to have to catch these balls. He's got to underneath them. So I'm not a guy who, I watch the Vikings, but I haven't watched them super closely. And tonight things have changed. And I got to say, I don't know what the hell to think about JJ McCarthy. And anyone out there who says they do know what's going on, bold-faced lying. Bold-faced lying. I don't think anybody knows what this guy's deal is because he's making the right passes. They're putting him in the right system. He's, you know, he has a strong arm, sometimes too strong. I think his form is a little spotty, which is causing the throws to come out slower, which in turn is just messing up the touch and the whole rhythm of the whole thing. Look, he's 2-1 in prime time. All right. He may have a corny nickname and he may be younger than I am, but at the end of the day, JJ McCarthy is inevitable, and I'm excited to see what the Vikings do throughout the end of this season, and I'll say it, through next year, because unless JJ McCarthy gets hurt, I don't see a reason why they shouldn't at least give this kid a shot. I mean, come on. You have so many lackluster QBs in the NFL. You really think JJ McCarthy can't get to Bo Nix? You really think it's unheard of for JJ McCarthy, who's 3, maybe 4 years younger than Bo Nix, same draft class though. He can't learn for 3 more years and catch up to the theoretical Bo Nix. Technically, this is JJ McCarthy's first season. I've missed a lot of the chat, but I really want to go on this soliloquy about JJ McCarthy because it is all people are going to talk about tomorrow. JJ McCarthy, Dak sucks. And honestly, I didn't think Dak had an egregiously bad game. I just thought he didn't put it where it needed to be in the important moments. When they needed a big play, Javonte Williams gave it to him. But Dak, not so much. CeeDee Lamb had some big catches. He had over 100 yards. But other than that, they couldn't really get anyone involved. They're spreading the ball out too much. You know, when it works, it works. But when you're getting, I don't know, goddamn Mingo involved, not scoring touchdowns, it doesn't seem like a good byproduct. Anyway, so let me see what you guys are saying. I missed a lot, so... It's a Cowboys fan and JJ hater me. I was too quick calling him Jorgen Silver 2.0. Now I'm just sad. That's how it is. You can call me Fantasy Football KOC 0-2 in the playoffs. Got killed in both. Dude throws hard as hell every throw. The only receiver we have that can catch him is Naylor. Yeah. No, totally. Well, I'm sorry you lost your games, John. But hey, at least the Vikes won. Skull, man. Talk about Naylor this game. He still cannot connect with Justin for shit, though. The only real criticism, otherwise the kid's balling. Yeah, and he can't connect with Justin Jefferson because, again, he lasers in there. Hawk had to bobble a couple of catches as well. Okay, it's not easy. He's throwing fireballs in there, and Justin Jefferson's not used to that. He's used to the touch of Joe Burrow, the touch of Kirk Cousins. I think there's something, too, studying the quarterbacks that wide receivers play with throughout their career and then applying that to how they work with their current QB. And I think with Justin Jefferson, he's used to Joe Burrow's soft touch. He's used to Kirk Cousins' veteran energy. I think that's all he's played with, right? Unless I'm missing someone. I mean, I get, like, he didn't play with Keenum, obviously. Yeah. So I think, it's an adjustment. It's one big adjustment. I agree. It's so frustrating. Dude can only catch balls to wide receiver 3. Yeah, exactly. Naylor got it done though. 2 touchdowns, 2 big touchdowns, by the way. I didn't know the story of Brandon Aubrey. Yeah. Will the throw Reichert's low key just as good as Aubrey, but no one talks about it. Well, he's good. He's good. Hunna mad because Koo can't kick if his life depended on Lamau, JK, but not completely. Listen, the Giants lost. I will tell you guys why I was so weird during stream earlier, but we'll get to that later. The more you watch, the more I understand how you're a bit ADHD, not gonna lie. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's a layup. Did you know that Brandon Aubrey played soccer? Pretty unknown. Yeah, exactly. They brought it up once or twice. Again, Dallas is in like 8 primetime games a year. You think they don't talk about it? You think I've heard Troy Aikman and Joe Buck talk about the kicker thing like 4 times already, and that's just one crew. People get mad about Mahomes and Collinsworth. This is what gets me. I get it. You know what he's not? The first player to ever do that. There have been plenty of guys that have played soccer in high school or college or whatever, and then transitioned to the NFL and were good kickers. Brandon Aubrey's a really good kicker. If you want to study him for the 50 or 60-yard kicks, that's one thing, because that's a cool thing that makes him an outlier. But if you get to the story of it, it's actually not that interesting, especially the 9th time, shout out 9, you've told it, NBC. I'm on a bit of a tilt right now. I'm not going to lie. Cowboys lost. Normally I'd be in a better mood. I'm in a little bit of a tilt, a little bit of a spinsy, whatever you want to say. No more Bo Nix slander. He balled this game. I don't... Like, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't be slandering Bo Nix. He earned it, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to keep doing. Just wait until he goes tangent on off-topic stuff. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about unopened canned foods. Well... I feel like that's part of the charm. I think part of the reason, I don't know, I feel like I've needed more just like off the wall tangents here, because how much shit can we say about sports at this point? How much can we talk about sports? It's like, I love football, right? I'm excited for the playoffs. There's a lot to discuss, but I think at a certain level, I think we all have our pretty baked in opinions. No, I mean, Trevor is an MVP candidate. Drake May's pretty good. Dan Jones, rest in peace. Like, we all know the classics. Your opinion can only change so much. So, I don't know, man. It's a fun roller coaster. You play with Sam Darnold, of course, last season. That's right, Sam Darnold. I thought I would miss someone. And Sam Darnold, I don't know how to grade him. I'm going to talk about Sam Darnold later. Really quick brush on it, though, in case I forget. Gotta play better, Sam Darnold. Just straight up gotta play better. They won. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Gotta play better. In a game where Phillip Rivers was the quarterback, he was the one that his offense tried to hide. Sam Darnold. What a bummer. Phillip Rivers lost in what was one of the most boring games I've seen in my life. Can't believe we streamed it. If you missed the earlier stream, check it out or don't. It's just a fun little thing we do during the Sunday games. Such an up and down player. Definitely. And I just... we could be talking about anyone right now, honestly. We could talk about Sam Darnold, we could talk about 9, we could talk about, hell, Justin Jefferson at a certain point. The 9 tier and Shador tier should swap. Maybe, honestly. Shoot. Look, Shador didn't beat... If Shador Sanders went into Dallas and beat the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, ESPN, Fox, all those writers, they could take the week off. They would have a week's worth of material for every single show. All you need is like LeBron to say something, and then you're set. Then you're good. You're good for a month. If LeBron comes out and says something that, like, I don't know, maybe he'll retire, maybe he's in a bad mood, I don't know. Then the Cowboys lose and Shador Sanders wins. ESPN, it's like Thanos getting all 6 stones. You just put it all together and then snap. AI. Just have AI do everything because you have all the stories. The sports are as interesting as they can get when the Cowboys are notable. Everyone's talking the Cowboys. What a great story. I didn't think they were a great story. They're 6-7-1. I didn't think they were a great story. I thought they just had some good wins. I don't want to dunk on the Cowboys right now. I'm just saying, this whole underdog act, like I was rooting for the Cowboys more than the Eagles, but I was rooting for Russia more than I was for Germany in World War II. Doesn't mean I'm all about it, you know? I have a horse in the race, but it doesn't mean I'm thrilled to make the pick. That was probably a crazy metaphor, but you know, like I said, I'm on tilt, all right? I'm on tilt. Some other things I wanted to note, Harrison Smith, he's still balling. Dropped a couple of picks. I think he had an almost sack. Harrison Smith, he's still doing his thing. Dallas O-line, they have a left tackle named Thomas who had some good reps. He had some bad reps. I blanking on the fella's name. The only reason I thought he was notable was because he was a left tackle with the last name Thomas. And for just a half second, I thought the stupid Giants, we got rid of Andrew Thomas. And then I just, came back to earth. My Packers secondary is atrocious, man. I'll give Nix his flowers, but I'm not surprised he balled out against dog shit coverage. Sorry, but Nixon infuriates me on a weekly basis. Well, well, maybe. Maybe. Look, the Packers are injured all hell. That was a high-flying game. Both sides played well. At the end of the day, Jordan Love messed it all up, though. Uncreative's got homework. Love you, man. See ya. Drop a like. By the way, drop a like if you haven't already. What are you doing? You guys really think Bengals will trade Joe Burrow? Ask the media, talk about it. It's annoying, but yes, Bengals don't front office is dumb, but they can't be that dumb. Well, they already paid Burrow, so that's normally their barrier of entry, the contract of it. That's usually the main source of friction, but I just think if we're really looking at it, you just hold on to Joe Burrow. I hope he keeps playing. He came out today and he said his comments from earlier in the week where he basically was all depressed and said, like, I don't even know if I want to keep doing this anymore, was not targeted towards the Bengals. Then he also said that if he were swapped with any quarterback in the NFL today, his team would have lost that game. It's a pretty brutal thing to say about yourself, that you were the worst among all of your peers across the board for any given day. It's not wrong, but I thought it was a bold thing to say. I'm not giving too much shit to Shador. That weather and the Bears making him unable to run. I'm giving Shador the benefit of the doubt this week. Bad environment against a good team. Hey, we're not giving up on Shador yet. We may have to move him down a little bit. We're not giving up on Shador yet. He might go below Dan Jones. We got to be fair here. We got to be fair. Hank lost in the fantasy playoffs, but the Saints won, and they won an electric game. Sam Darnold hasn't had a good game in a while. He's getting too comfy. He is. He's getting too comfy and elite. He's going to have to get knocked off by, I can't believe I'm saying this, probably Jordan Love. But again, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. That was wild for Burrow to say. It was. Burrow's a wild guy. He's a wild cat. I'm surprised he didn't go to Kentucky. But anyways, is there anything else with this Cowboys-Vikings game? I wanted to take notes, but I forgot. I was making dinner, and I forgot to take notes on this one. But, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you can see it. Minnesota just scored consistently. Dallas didn't. Plain and simple. It just felt like the Dallas defense, which everybody's talking up about Quinn Williams, how great of a move that was, and how they're like ready to go, Kenny Clark and all these guys, and they just didn't have a good game. They straight up didn't have a good game. The Cowboys corners, the DBs, like, it was just weird. Like, what's the fella's name? Out of Tulane. Not Tulane. Revel. It was not out of Tulane. But Revel, yeah. Siobhan Revel. Yeah, that's it. He was struggling a little bit. Because every corner was struggling. I'm just trying to name Cowboys corners. Everybody was struggling. You dart throw, Cowboys DB was struggling tonight. Because, they're all over the place. They were completely all over the place. Siobhan Revel, there he is. Yeah, Deron Bland didn't do jack shit. They didn't get to 9 once. You got to be able to get to J.J. McCarthy. He's a young quarterback. You got to get pressure. As soon as you get pressure to J.J. McCarthy, he will throw it. You got to take advantage of those plays. Dallas did not. They just didn't scheme a good game on defense. And there was this really awkward moment at the end of the Sunday night broadcast where Collinsworth, who was interrupted, by the way, by a Brandon Aubrey field goal, but he said, the Cowboys now, with a loss, assuming they lose, have a 1% chance to make the playoffs, and they could be eliminated from contention before next Sunday. And it felt like the whole stadium heard him because it was dead quiet. Tirico had nothing to say because, newsflash, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth have the chemistry of wood and an atomic bomb. They just don't match. I don't know what has chemistry with an atomic bomb. Let me give a different example. Mentos and it's too simple. It's too simple. You know what I mean? Their chemistry sucks. I couldn't find the metaphor. All I'm saying is we're 15 weeks through these primetime games, and this was a good game. I don't want to criticize. It was a good game, worth watching. checked off all the boxes. The field aesthetic was cool. Everything was great. I just kind of feel like we're taking crazy pills. Just watching these same games with the same graphics, with the same voices, with the same music over and over again. And I still can't figure out JJ McCarthy. Now I'm just complaining into the void. I'll tell you guys, I'm in a really pissy mood. This is like, I'm sorry, but the truth is, today was stupid as all hell, and I need to get into it, but I will later. Pickens did get locked down. Hunna, do you live and die by quarterbacks when he plays like ass as much as Love does, man? It's fair criticism, but damn, even he gets strays. Jordan Love, listen, Jordan Love is one of the many quarterbacks that beat the Giants, and I have seen Jordan Love have really bad games, and it's really tough to get the taste out of your mouth of a quarterback with when he plays when you watch a bunch of games every single week, and the one time you tune into the Packers or the couple times you tune into the Packers, Jordan Love plays like garbage. That's, you know, it's biased. It's not a fair sample size. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and act like, I don't know, some of the talking heads on TV who act like they watch tape of every single game. Have we considered that, by the way? And like how, like a lot of I've thought about this a lot, because I always feel like a real sleaze for not knowing enough football facts and knowing enough ball for this stream. But I'm like, you know, I highly doubt like Mike Greenberg watches every game. You know what I mean? And this isn't to compare. Obviously, I could be better. But what I'm saying is no one watches every game, right? And if someone does, they don't have time to discuss it. No one watches every All-22 in full, right? Maybe in the off season, but not during the year when there's 15, 16 games a week. Bro, I'm trying to do a video where I watch every game and talk about it. Even keeping up with the highlights is a pain in the ass, man. I could only imagine watching the whole thing in full. So, point of the matter is, I don't know where I got here. Point is that that's why Jordan Love catches strays, because the few times I've watched him and followed him, he was not great. God, I'm going on tangents tonight. Jeez. 30-year-old fullback CJ Ham, that was sick. Shed a tear. Ham and Harrison Smith, just what a night. George Pickens did get locked down. Is Pickens still getting it back next season? For sure. But he definitely needs to improve the vibes right now in order to get the bag that he was expecting. He was going to get paid like a top dog, and then he just started, you know, kind of taking plays off. I mean, George Pickens has been doing that all season. I've been watching George Pickens a lot because of fantasy. And again, if I drafted Jordan Love in fantasy, which I did last season, kind of let me down. If I drafted Jordan Love in fantasy, I would have a lot more to say about him. But George Pickens, if the Cowboys are running the ball, you know, just watch George Pickens. It is so obvious. His body language when they are running the ball is so uninterested. And that's why he's not on the field for a lot of run sets. Gives away a lot of the Cowboys offense, just saying. So if you're George Pickens, just get a little more athletic of a stance, I feel like, on the run plays. Just act like it's not a full-on handoff. We got Banana Man here, Cowboys fan here. I'm crushed. Tired of them giving me hope, then crushing it a game later. Sorry that I just jumped the chat there, but I see we got Banana Man here, and I like that handle. And yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm a Giants fan. I'm not here to dunk on the Cowboys, but this was a tough night. A must-win game against I don't want to be rude, but like a clown show out of the Midwest. Let's be honest. Like, we got John in here who said it much worse. Like a total clown show, Minnesota Vikings. They come into Dallas and they win. It's not easy. It's not an easy pill to swallow, knowing that Philly, a bad Philly team, is going to get away with the division here. But at the end of the day, I think it's the kind of thing where Dallas has to take a step back and kind of figure out who they really are, who they want to be. And they need to hit on another draft pick. They do. The Cowboys are the Cowboys' biggest stars are not in the middle of the field. They're with the hell. I messed that up. The Cowboys' biggest stars are the players. And I feel like they need someone on defense. They got no identity on that defensive side. The Cowboys, the great Cowboys teams had star power, identity. Deion Sanders, Charles Haley, guys like that. Even back in the day, Randy White. Where the hell is this Randy White? And I don't want to say, oh, the Micah Parsons trade. That's done. That's over. And if anything, Cowboys fans probably feel pretty solid about the Micah Parsons trade, all things considered today. But they just need a little bit more star power. And it's weird to say that because this isn't basketball. But they're the Dallas Cowboys. They're the team that needs star power. Dak Prescott had a moment in pregame. He did an interview. I couldn't tell you the female reporter for NBC's name, but shout out her. Did an interview pregame. And then Dak Prescott was like, yeah, you know, the goals are, we're going to go down. It's really important. We score a touchdown on that first drive. Then we score another touchdown on the second drive. And then again and again and again. He said that in the pregame. And I thought, geez, Dak, 4 straight touchdown drives. That's awfully bold. Awfully bold to go into it with that expectation. I feel like you're going to get yourself disappointed. Then I realized something. like, this is Dak Prescott. This is quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And he's been the quarterback for, I think, a decade now. A literal decade. He's not worried about realistic expectations. He's not worried about slow rolling it, playing it safe. These are the Dallas Cowboys. If you are not the most confident, extroverted star, you just don't belong. And I'm a Giants fan. I'm speaking as if I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm a Giants fan. And I recognize the identity of this team. And it just doesn't feel like they have that this year. And I think it finally all just came together on a catastrophic loss, to be honest with you. This was a must-win game. At home, against Minnesota. Like, now they're 6-7-1. That's not even a good season. Like, now that they're out of the playoff hunt, we can all be real. This was not a good season out of Dallas. And it really didn't have a lot to do with the Micah Parsons trade. I think it was just an overall lack of identity on the defensive side of the ball. Wooden atomic bomb. Yeah, seriously. I missed a lot. Yeah. I think on a different team, Pickens can. Well, that's, he's already tried that. Raiders would be interesting if they got a QB. That would be fun. Titans have a lot of money too. If we grab Pickens, we don't need to. I wouldn't hold your breath. But again, go Titans. Tighten up. I love that team, but I don't think they're going to get George Pickens. I think if anything, I've said it before, they're going to franchise tag George Pickens, and then from there, they'll figure it out in a year. That's the Dallas Cowboys special. Figure it out in a year. Don't pay Emmitt Smith. Figure it out in a year. Who cares? The Cowboys were the inventors of the franchise tag. I feel like I'm yelling at you guys, but to be honest with you, like I said, it's been a hell of a night, and I just wanted to get a lot off my chest about the Dallas Cowboys and what they're all about, because I just was really getting into the psychology of what it takes to be a Dallas Cowboy in this moment, in this game. And then Dak Prescott threw 0 touchdowns, and there you go. Damn, Hunter, you know the Cowboys more than anyone. No, seriously. Well, okay, little Hunter lore. My uncle, who got me into football, shout out, is a Cowboys fan. So I kind of learned football through him, and I recognized very early on that, like, I don't want to be a Cowboys fan. But, I'll pick something better. The New York Football Giants. And, here we are, losing to Washington to have the worst record in the NFL. Like a clown show, but all they got is a bear in a car driving in circles. Yeah, exactly. John's not going to disagree with me here. We're going to have to move Kirk Cousins up, by the way. There's going to be a lot of movement on the Hunnaball Hill. That will be tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of movement on the Hunnaball Hill. That is for sure. So, I mean, I'm like pretty impassioned about this game. And I think genuinely, like, I don't want to sound like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith hybrid here, where I do a big story and then just, add a bunch of flailing around in like big words and stuff. But that's really all I got. I mean, I'm really happy. Like I said, I'm really happy the Vikings won. I thought it was sick how Jalen Naylor got involved. Addison's 58-yard catch was sick. I mean, it sounds very specific. It's right there. But his long catch was sick. Jefferson got a touchdown. It got called back to a flag. I think if that call upheld, I think everybody would be cool about Justin Jefferson. No one would really be talking about their connection, but because they didn't get that touchdown, it just kind of looks bad. At least I still have Texas Tech. There we go. A true blue Cowboys fan, I respect it. You have no idea, Banana Man. The Cowboys travel like crazy. We got some Cowboys fans that come in and out of here as well, but they might, not want to hang out tonight. Hunt's projecting a bit, to be fair, with the Cowboys and probably some other stuff from today. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, no doubt. A little bit. What else did I want to bring up? I said I wanted to bring this up longer, but I forgot. God, I have no idea. Could be Kirk Cousins. It wasn't Burrow. Damn. Well, Mahomes is out for the season, by the way, in case you didn't see. It was Darnold, but I think I covered it. Mahomes tore his ACL. Devontae Adams had a quote unquote looked bad. That's from Sean McVay directly. Hamstring injury. And, Micah Parsons is out for the season with a torn ACL, which sucks. A non-contact torn ACL on grass. Really bad day for everyone involved. It sucks, which is a shame because that was a damn good game in Denver. That was a damn good game that just didn't really stick the landing, and that's okay. It happens, but thanks a lot, Jordan Love, Mr. 2 picks. But Bo Nix lit it up. At the end of the day, these kind of games, whoever turns the ball over less typically wins, and that's exactly what happened here. We had 2 turnovers over here. We had 1 turnover here. We have the win over here. Simple. Talk about Trevor Lawrence move T-Law down to Gale shock value. I'm not moving T-Law down. I'll tell you what. I might move him up to best. Honestly, that would be what a character arc that would be. Us all coming around on Trevor Lawrence. Okay, here's what I'll say, and this really drives me up the wall. I was going to make a video on Trevor Lawrence basically saying Trevor Lawrence is actually pretty good. And that's because I watched a lot of Trevor Lawrence tape this week. you know, you guys know me with long form videos. Will it happen? Will it not? Probably not, but you know, that'll change soon. Once you make one, the next one comes. You just got to catch the momentum. But I've been busy with these streams and, you know, making money and stuff. So, but basically, Trevor Lawrence making money. Not much money. Trevor Lawrence scored 6 total touchdowns today, which is crazy. Against the Jets and Brady Cook, which is less impressive. But I'm glad Trevor Lawrence had his just put on day. He had his just stun on him, Trevor. Show him what you're about, Trevor. I thought that was cool. We need a video, Hunna. Believe me, I will. I will. Move Rivers above. Believe me. Hunna's Hill will be, cannot miss tomorrow. But Trevor Lawrence looked sick. And I'd like, you know, I'd be lying if I said I watched every down of Jags Jets. But, you know, sometimes you can just look at the box score and feel like you got it. You kind of figured out the whole thing. Trevor Lawrence leading the team in rushing, obviously passing, 5 passing touchdowns, only rushing touchdown of the day. Trevor was greedy. He was mean. Travis Etienne got in the end zone 3 times. And even BTJ had a little party. Getting late for John. See you tomorrow after the Monday night game, John. Yeah, this is going to be probably a quicker stream, to be honest, fellas. I want to just... Okay. What else is happening? What else is happening in sports? But John is out of here. See you later, John. By the way, drop a like if you haven't already. And Banana Man, we cheer him for every primetime game. What's up? I think Tyler Shuck is good. Tyler Shuck looked great. Yeah, throw your instant reactions to today's Sunday. And I'll do mine. My number one headline of the week, other than, you know, Sunday night, because that's cheap, cherry picking the primetime game. I think my number one headline of the week, take away the injuries, that's lame. It's got to be the Bills. It's got to be the Bills, man. Not only did the Bills win, not only did they score a ton of points, they set 5 touchdowns. Not only that, man, bro, I mean, you can see it right here. End New England's 10-game winning streak. Okay, but more importantly, they came back. And I'm not here trying to stun on Pats fans, but 28-7 in the second half. Like, that is remarkable. That's insane. And they didn't turn the ball over. They played a really clean game. They were able to run the ball. And I think it worked out for both teams, because I think it gave Buffalo a very clear blueprint of how to win, which I think they already knew, which is you have to run the ball with James Cook effectively in order to win. It's so simple. Again, I'm going to say this biasly because James Cook is my fantasy running back, but when the Bills give James Cook the ball consistently, good things happen. When they work in Ray Davis and Ty Johnson too much and, you know, do all this other riffraff, just hurts them long term. And I think with the Patriots, if they didn't have those 2 explosive Trayvon Henderson touchdowns, this would have looked a lot worse. And you can't count on the long touchdown runs. You can see right here, Trayvon Henderson's longest run was 65 yards. James Cook's was 12. And yet, both scored 2 touchdowns. Bills won. Trayvon Henderson was a lot more efficient. But at the end of the day, being able to establish the run, set everything else up, will lead to better days passing. So I think this was just, you know, Sean McDermott outcoached Mike Vrabel. And I think that's worth noting because Buffalo needed this one. And I don't know if Buffalo's for sure going to win the division still. They still have Philly. Cleveland's not the easiest out. I mean, it's, you know, it's Shador, but it's not the easiest out. Meanwhile, the Pats, if they can get past Baltimore, they're living. They're good. I mean, Miami's frisky, but come on. So, you know, Patriots defense collapses again. I think it's a multifaceted thing because obviously 5 touchdowns is 5 touchdowns. But look, Drake May, man, it's apparently this was his first game under 200 passing yards this season. I don't know if that's for sure true, but you know, again, no one likes dunking on Drake May. But if we're being honest with ourselves, he's moving down in the hill. He'll stay in elite, but he's moving down. If anyone's confused, this is the Hunna's Hill right here. I should probably put like a text or something. I think Tyler Shuck's good too. Bengals scoring 0 shocked me. Oof. Yeah, I mean 0 is crazy. That was. I mean, I didn't think anyone saw that coming. 0 for the Joe Burrow Bengals. And probably was. It obviously was a must-win game for the Bengals. Getting blanked at home to a really struggling Ravens team that they beat 2 weeks ago. He had a bad game. He did have a bad game. Fair enough. I just didn't want to, you know, catch any flack from the Drake May crowd. Called Shuck having his Brady moment. Lol. In all seriousness, Sacramento QB draw is the coolest play I've seen by the Saints in a while. Yeah. No, the Saints had a good day. And that was his Brady moment. Tyler Shuck, all things considered, look, it's the same thing I said with JJ McCarthy. Could he be, yep, Drake May. Could Tyler Shuck get to Bo Nix level? There's a reason Bo Nix is at the middle of our tier list here. There's a reason. It's because Bo Nix is a middle of the road quarterback. He's serviceable and he had a good day. I don't want to take credit away from him. Okay. I don't want any Bo Nix stands to get in here talking about how Bo Nix is great. Now he threw 4 touchdowns. He had a good day. But what I'm saying is, do you think your quarterback could play at that level? Do you think your quarterback could get to the Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams tier? I think a lot of quarterbacks could get there in theory. I think pretty much anyone from, I just keep looking at this list, pretty much anyone from pretty bad up could pretty easily get to nose ball with a few good games, honestly. So then it's just kind of like, all right. So if you're, and I understand that that's a wide cone, that's a wide funnel, right, of players. That's like 30 or 40 quarterbacks that I think could all be basically at the same level. Who cares, right? But in the modern NFL, I think we've all realized this season that quarterback's not as important as it used to be. Having a great team around them, that's huge. Having a quarterback that can lead, having a quarterback that everyone likes is very important. But as far as the roster, I mean, the Eagles won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. We all know how we feel about that. So Bo Nix, Moggs, Justin Herbert. There you go. I'm not a Herbert guy, but I'm going to disagree with you. Today, he had a good day, though. He had a good day. Nix is top 10. Nix had a good day. I'm not giving Bo Nix any more credit than it's due. He had a good day. He had a really good day against a not great Packers defense. He had a good day. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I mean, like, could you get what you got today out of Bo Nix, out of Davis Mills? Probably. That's all I'm saying. That's not even a knock on Bo Nix. That's more so just saying most quarterbacks are fine. They have their good games. They have their down games. I've realized that by doing this every week, that if we just go by wins and losses, we're just going to have one big just like cycle. Moving up, down, up, down. Is Lamar good? Is Lamar bad? Mahomes is hurt. Like, what do you do? Not great Packers defense with Micah Parsons. Yeah, Dude, they scored. Man. Again, credit to the Broncos. I love when Broncos fans join. Again, I don't know why it's always Bronco fans. Look, credit to the Broncos, man. They had a good game, like I said. Man, they put almost 400 yards on him. Like, you know what I mean? We've had Packers fans say that their defense is struggling. I don't think it's a crazy assumption. Like, look at this. Like, 3 scores. Like, you know, I mean, they beat 9. Yeah, nice. They beat 9. They let 20 go to the Giants. So again, speaking of the Giants, another team Denver should have lost to, but whatever. I'm not mad. Bo Nix deserves his credit. I'm just not ready to get off this hill yet. Jalen Hurts is worse than Max Brosmer. Everybody universally hates Jalen Hurts. You just hate the white boy with motion. Yeah, that's why Matthew Stafford isn't best and Dan Jones is right there riding shotgun. That's me. Jalen Hurts is bottom 1. Yeah, drop your Jalen Hurts take and a like down below. But yeah, a lot of interesting things. So I wanted to look at the NFL standings really quick and just kind of see where we stand. Obviously, we've seen this graphic a bunch today, but I just think it's so nuts the Jags have 10 wins. I think that's so crazy. Dude, after week 1, I watched Jags Panthers. I was so convinced both of these teams would be awful. I have a video on my channel. Week 1 is a liar. It holds true every time. If you watched this game, Jags Panthers, where Trevor threw a pick, Bryce Young threw 2. I want to say Trevor fumbled. No, he didn't, but it was just a bad game out of both of them. If you would have told me that both these teams would be in the playoffs and the Jags would have 10 wins, I think I would like pass out right then and there. I wouldn't know what to do. Giants shouldn't have lost to the Saints. Another great point. Just saying, Giants should be in the playoffs, but whatever. So congrats to the Jags. They had their moment. It's just weird seeing them there. Steelers get it by default, I guess. We'll see what happens in this race. They have the tiebreaker right now over Baltimore, so they have a nice little lead, especially if they beat Miami. The red-hot Dolphins, by the way, who could get to 500 with a win. The Panthers panthered. Well, maybe. But I watched the game and I just thought both these quarterbacks are just so damn terrible. And now things have changed. I have the weirdest. I'm sure you guys saw the video of the Grinch. Here comes the ADHD alert. I got to get like a sound bar. Did you guys see the video of the kid saying 6-7 to the Grinch and then he went 8-9? I don't get songs stuck in my head. I get random internet videos stuck in my head. And that video, I just keep thinking about it. How the Grinch went 8-9. I guess because I'm looking at all these numbers right now. That might be it. Anyway, Dolphins with a chance to get to 500. Everybody turn up. Take a shot for the Miami Dolphins. I love how my Saints are on a spoiler run. What else? I mean, that's That's as good as it gets for Saints fans. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it's as good as it gets for the Giants fans too. Hey, I'm glad. Tanking's for losers. Win games while you can, especially if you're Kellen Moore. You just got to get wins on the board. Prove that you can win in this league, because winning in this league is hard. But yeah. So if I had to just lose playoff predictions, the Chargers keep finding ways to win games. Kind of getting lucky, kind of not. Look, they're 10-4. They're probably going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to, you know, take that wild card. I can't wait for the playoffs just for all of Hunter's criticisms to be validated or thrown out the window. Me neither. Me neither, man. I can't wait. The playoffs are going to be sick. They're going to be so interesting. I hope the games are good. I hope the Chargers actually show up. I hope the Chargers offensive line figures it out, and instead of trying to catch passes, just wins games and blocks for Herbert. Herbert has looked awful. Herbert has looked fine. He's looked great. He's been all over the place. And today they went into Kansas City, I think, right? It was the game in KC, into Kansas City, and they won by a field goal. Patrick Mahomes got hurt, yes, and it was close the entire game. They found a way to win. This Chargers defense is good enough. It's a perfect matchup. It's a perfect matchup. It feels like this Chargers team was designed to beat the Chiefs, and they have both times by one score. They also just came away with a dub against Philly, which, you know, season-saving dub. Texans are great. We all know this. Texans smacked the Cardinals. What else is new? We talked about the Bills already. Colts, just this close. This close. They're not mathematically eliminated, but it just feels tough. That Phillip Rivers thing, it's just not gonna pan out, man. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's just not. It was a fun idea. Phillip Rivers is crying in the post game. It's just too much. It's too much of a soap opera. Grinch is a JJ McCarthy fan. I think that was what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. The Grinch stole the kids Gen Alpha's meme. And then on the NFC side, we have the Bears, who are the 2 seed. If this were, I don't know, pre-2018, pre-2019, the Bears would be in play for a first round bye. However, I don't think they are anymore. And I think the Rams proved one thing today. It is their conference to lose. And if they are playing fully healthy, which is a big if, Puka Nacua seems to exit every game at this point. Devonta Adams tweaked his hamstring again. So there's that. But if you're the Rams, I feel like it is your conference to lose. Rams fans should be thrilled. Matthew Stafford is for sure winning MVP after Drake May just, you know, didn't play great at the end of today. But yeah. So Rams fans are excited. Bears fans are finding ways to win games. And the Bears have a couple divisional games coming up that I think are going to be tough, I think. Yeah, they have, I mean, everyone does, but Packers and Lions. So we'll see what happens with this one. We will really see. This is a smash spot for the Bears. This is not Christmas Day. The Christmas schedule sucks, by the way. I realized that today. But is this Saturday? This is the Saturday game, which don't know what I'm going to do with the Saturday game. I'm going to be out of town. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might bring my phone and just live stream and just give my quick 2 cents on the matter. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll figure it out by Thursday. But basically, the Bears are the 2 seed in the NFC with a, you know, tough schedule coming up. But if they can win, they can prove they're bona fide contenders. And that's what you need. Eagles they won. The Eagles won. It's not going to be very talked about because it was against the Raiders, but the Eagles won. They won big. 9 versus Goff going to be Christmas night. So I really want to talk about this Christmas schedule. Tampa's ice cold. We know this, but so is Carolina. This division is falling apart in front of our eyes. Seattle's for real, but Sam Darnold's got to play better. And the Niners, congrats, they won. I think they're a perfect 6 seed for the wild card. I don't think the Niners are going to make any kind of run in the postseason, but they're a perfect 6 seed. Same goes for the Packers. Perfect wild card. Dinged up. Probably won't win anything substantial, but good to have around. They're obviously a good team that deserves to be in the big dance. Let's talk about the Christmas games. We got Michael in here, and I did want to bring it up. We got Muhammad showing up. Hey, at the buzzer. I like it. Look at these Christmas games. Okay, let's take a look at these. Okay, we have the eliminated Cowboys and the eliminated Commanders duking it out in Landover, in Washington. Great. So we don't even get the AT&T lighting, so that's nice. Then we get Lions Vikings, which again, I like watching 9 as much as the next guy, but that is a Christmas Day game, and Vikings are already eliminated. I get that you can't flex Christmas games, but these were bricks. These were absolute bricks, considering they were divisional games, like just swing and a miss. So the Lions have to win this one. I'd be shocked if all these games weren't at least 6 or the next number point spreads. Then you got Broncos Chiefs, and again, the eliminated Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes against Denver. It's going to be a massacre. It's going to be a bloodbath. And the worst part is it's going to be like 10-3. Because the Broncos, when Bo Nix doesn't have to score, he doesn't. Don't worry. He won't. So all I'm saying is this is going to be an NBA Christmas, fellas. It is. So I hope you've grabbed your sneakers and your headbands and, you know, wheel the basketball hoop from the garage into the driveway, because I don't think it's going to be a football Christmas. And then we get our Saturday games because the NFL just likes to mess with us. Texans, Chargers, Ravens, Packers, and then our Sunday games. Do we get a Monday game? Why not? Let's get a Monday game. Why didn't we get a Friday game and a Wednesday game while we're at it? Shoot. Why not just... Anyways, and we get gifted with the Giants playing the Raiders. Nice. Game of the year. Whoa, Cowboys aren't eliminated yet. There's still a chance. You're right. You're right. You're right. Anyways, Trump Stadium, baby. Yep, there it is. There it is. Everyone's favorite. That's totally going to happen. That definitely wasn't just a big headline to distract you from all his other headlines. Anyways, what happened with the girl? I'll get into it later, Mohammed. I'll get into it. Got Gail here. What's odd is the league relies on QB less. They get more awards. Imagine Myles Garrett, JSN, Jonathan Taylor actually being an MVP contention. Well, I don't think Jonathan Taylor has the case anymore, but I am kind of with you. But again, it's most valuable. It's a scale, right? They're less valuable than normal, but they're still valuable. I'd say Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Dak, Josh Allen, hell, even Trevor are more valuable than any of the guys we just listed. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword of kind of drawing it back and understanding QBs are less valuable, but also recognizing they are the most valuable position in football. Most difficult? I think corner's tougher, but that's just me. If you're drunk enough, it's always a football Christmas, brother. I like that. There you go, Mike. How about Trevor Lawrence? Yeah, Gail's back to talk about Trevor Lawrence. No QB in history has rushed for 300 yards, 5 touchdowns, as well as rushed for 50 yards in a rushing touchdown. Gail, you've taken your Trevor Lawrence victory lap, and I'm happy to hear about it. I will keep reading these messages, but I don't have anything else to add. I'm still delusional about the Cowboys. And that's, yeah, you're not alone. I'd say about 90% of the fan base is right there with you. They're probably like, all right, so if we beat, all we got to do is beat LA. And then after that, it's free. And like, yeah, it is. It is. You should beat Washington. You should beat the Giants. But like, they would need a lot to happen, right? They would probably need Philly to lose out and also a bunch of other stupid tiebreaker things to happen. Because again, the Cowboys are 6-7-1. I like stopped. That's just not a playoff record. Usually, unless you're the Giants and you want to win a Super Bowl. When is that Trevor Elite video coming out? It's supposed to be this week. I wish it did. It would have been timing perfect. It would have been perfect timing. That's what it would have been. Honey, you know ball corner is the toughest position. Thank you, 5-hour energy. I appreciate that. Anytime someone tells me I know ball, I appreciate it. Cowboys lost to 9. If you're still coping, you're cooked. On a legit, what's your opinion on Eli Manning career-wise? I think Eli Manning should be a Hall of Famer because I feel like I have to say that. But I watched Eli Manning from 2012 through the end of his career. Not impressive years, not great football. I spent most of it asking for us to replace the guy. And when we replaced him with almost a carbon copy personality-wise with Dan Jones, I lost my mind. So by the end of the Eli Manning run, I was ready to move on. And while I didn't think benching him for Geno Smith was the right call, I also understood it and was less mad than most Giants fans. So overall, I think Eli Manning had a great career, but at the end of the day, not as great as everyone else says. I'm glad he's landed on his feet PR-wise, though. He deserves it. New York Giants quarterback gives us a great PR, but yeah, that's my long-winded answer on Eli Manning. Trash from quarterback, corner is hardest position, then it's edge tackle. I think corner is tougher, just objectively. I think you can. I feel like you can teach someone quarterback. I've taught someone quarterback, but like teaching someone CB, it's like you got to be athletic. You also got to have lightning speed reaction times. But I think it's kind of like a nature nurture thing with corner and quarterback, because if you have the body type and you're fast enough and you have the reaction and the fast twitch muscle fibers to be a corner, then there you go, be a corner. Like that, like 60 or 70% of the battle is done already. When you're a quarterback, there's just so much else to do. The cerebral part of the game, the mechanics of it, the arm talent, the chemistry, the vibe, the play calling, everything. Hate the Cowboys. My hate is growing for Philly more than the Cowboys. My Commanders and Giants are in this division. This screws them constantly. Yeah, it's got to balance it out. Sometimes you hate Dallas more, sometimes you hate Eagles more. Typically for me, it's whoever's better. That's who I hate more because, why'd I worry about the 6-7-1 Cowboys? Again, the Giants are the worst team in football, so, there's that. But, yeah, fellas. So, is there anything else like major in the football world that we got to hit? Obviously, the Giants lost. Bengals got stomped. Yeah, I mean, Trevor's the man. Texans are great. Rams-Lions was really good. This, you know, you might think, I don't know. If I just saw this, I'd think, oh, the Rams just scored a bunch and the Lions just kind of kept up. No, the Lions played a pretty great game. I had a lot of fun watching this one. This was one of the better games of the year. And not surprising, but I just had a lot of fun with Lions-Rams. Hot take. Definitely a game that I'd revisit with highlights and, like, you know, nice little midnight snack. Panthers-Saints. Saints found a way to win. This was Devon Vele's breakout game, apparently. And also Tyler Shuck led the team in rushing and passing. That was sick. Good for him. Good for Tyler Shuck. You know, people don't like him because he's old. I'm starting to think he looks like Drew Brees under the helmet. Play-wise, not at all, but the eye black makes him look like Drew Brees. That was a really smart move by him. Wear the eye black. Make him think you're Drew. Mahomes, ACL. ACL is a possible career ender. It's not. It's not. He'll be back. He'll be back. But Devin McCourty said it on Pro Football Talk. Again, not to parrot what he said, but he said Mahomes' next Super Bowl will be won with a kid that's in high school right now. Time will have, which was a very long-winded way of saying it'll take a minute for the Chiefs to fully reload. But hey, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. All needs to happen is Eagles lose out, Cowboys win out, and we're in. Well, good thing you guys both have the red-hot Manders who beat my Giants today, went into New York and beat the brakes off my Giants. And Dallas still has the Giants, so that's free. Easiest out in the league. I think the Lions are gimped without Ben Johnson. They'll be 1-out in the playoffs unless something changes. That seems like a likely scenario. They definitely struggle against better teams, but, you know, that everyone struggles against better teams. That's just the nature of it. But I agree. The Lions haven't given you... I don't think the Lions have that statement win yet. Do they? No, I mean, I guess Dallas on Thursday Night Football, but not really. This is crazy. Look at this. Look at this stretch the Lions are on. Yeah, they're just flip-flopping back and forth. This isn't a Super Bowl winner. This is what I mean, though. They've lost these, like, they haven't had these statement wins. They didn't beat Philly. They didn't beat 9. They didn't beat Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. They didn't beat Green Bay on Thanksgiving. They didn't beat the Rams today. They're injured. The Legion of Whom, as they're called. They're injured, but again, it's easy to poke holes and be like, well, why don't you just win every game? But I think that's the crux of why no one trusts the Lions, because Jared Goff and this team seem to play great bullying on the Browns or bullying up on the stupid Giants. I mean, they went to overtime with the Giants, for God's sake. And congrats to the Lions. But again, yeah, probably not a Super Bowl winner this year, which sucks because they really need to start, really contending, because this is their window. This is their window. Imagine having missed every Jags game this season because you're in college, and the first game you're in town to see the Jags, you see the greatest QB performance ever. What a football gasm. Bears week 2 over the Lions is a pretty good statement in hindsight, but they're not that good. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a while ago. Remember, we looked at the Panthers-Jags game, which, again, showing that early in the season it's a liar. But I'm with you, Gail. I'm glad that you returned back home. Gosh, and the game was in Duval, too. That's awesome. That was probably electric. I don't want to get copywritten. I rep the Lions if I get a Super Bowl win, if the Lions get a Super Bowl win before the Vikings. Well, shoot. I guess that makes 2 of us, pal. No, man, I think that would be sick. Why do we hate the Lions? What the hell? I mean, if you're a Vikings fan, Michael, but I assumed you were a Broncos fan because the whole Bo Nix thing. But if you're a Vikings fan, we got John here. Well, I guess John split. We got Vikings fans going in and out. The Bears are at the top of their division. Yes, they are. 2 seed in the NFC. But can you see them making that far? That sucks. I can't believe I just said that. Can you see them making it that far? As you can see, Big Phil. Colts fail to Seahawks. Look at me. Shorter sips, although I am aggressively dehydrated. Yeah. So this is just kind of my nightly recap. To be honest with you, I think we covered... when you watch every game on Sunday, you kind of cover everything. So unless someone really feels like the NFC feels like the Legion are frauds this year. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, wait, hold on. I disagree. Wait a minute. Yeah, exactly. Wait, I disagree. What I was going to say is if you talk through every game, it kind of gives you less to talk about at night. I disagree. I think the NFC is much stronger than the AFC. I don't think that's very close either. I think, yeah, man, you got Rams. Yeah, like I really do. I mean, if coin flip, I'd say they're, gosh, man, like at least 3 teams that have a better shot of winning the Super Bowl in the NFC than the AFC. And I think one of them's the Eagles. I really do. I think the Eagles have a better shot than any team in the AFC to win the Super Bowl. And the Eagles are through the ground. I'm a Giants fan. I hate them, but that's the truth. That's the stone cold truth. Want to see Phillip Rivers' actual weight? Yeah, they have him listed at what, 250 was it? What they have him listed at? 228. Yeah, dude. Oh, boy. That's more egregious than Bryce Young at 204. 228. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, man. Maybe back in 2012. Maybe in a Reebok jersey, but I don't know about this year, man. Oh, 228. That's funny, man. Good for Phil. Good for Phil. He knows a guy that can put in a good award for him at the statistician's office. I just ripped the bandit off, brother. What's the update? Well, I mean, we're in this football talk. We're engaged in this football talk at the moment. Yeah, let's purge out all the football talk, and then, you know, believe me, I will discuss my dating life throughout the week. But yeah, Trevor, Mike Ditka's ghost is watching over them. Mike Ditka's alive, I think, right? Wait, hold on. We're not having another one of these moments. We're not having another one of these moments. I think he's alive. Okay, he's alive. Thank God. Okay, Mike Ditka's alive. Yes! Guys, Mike Ditka lives. Let's go. Jesus, Muhammad, you scared the hell out of me. Trevor has to be in his best, even if it's just for a week. He had the best game of quarterbacks had this season, so just let this be our week of Trevor. This is the week of Trevor. I'm not going to take that from you, Gale. This is the week of Trevor. Be ready. The NFC's way better than the Cowboys. Well, they got the Cowboys. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Holy cope. What? Wait, holy cope. What do you mean? What Denver? What? What, you think Denver is better than... You think Denver's better than the Rams? Really? Like, no, man. No way, dude. No way, man. No. The football Jesus tier, put Trevor. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Mike Ditka is still alive. Dating life advice from strangers. That's my favorite thing to do. Get dating advice. But you know what? We got a community built here. But yeah, I really wish I made that Trevor Lawrence video because, Gail, I was going to tell you, I really do. I watched a lot of Jags tape this week. I think Trevor's pretty damn good. I do. The thing with Trevor Lawrence, and this is why he turns the ball over a lot, I am assuming, again, I could be wrong because I only watched about half his games. The thing with Trevor Lawrence is he will throw it as if he has full faith in his receiver. He throws the ball, he's assuming he's throwing it to number 80. Jerry Rice. They'll come down with it. Why wouldn't they? They're my receiver and they're good, so I'm going to trust them to make this catch. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they drop passes. Sometimes they run the wrong route. Sometimes they're too afraid to go out for the pass, so they tuck away and then it's intercepted. So I think Trevor kind of is a little too trusting by default. I guess him and I are like that way. I'll get to the dating life update in a second. Anyways... yeah, if you think the Broncos are better than the Eagles, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not. Because the Broncos did beat the Eagles. They have a better record. And, you know, we obviously think Bo Nix is better than Jalen Hurts. I just think the playoff pedigree is the difference. I think having experience in big games like this really does matter. And I think that the AFC will kind of get exposed for that a little bit. Because no one in this conference besides Buffalo has any kind of playoff pedigree. I mean, Trevor has a win, I guess. And I guess if Houston sneaks in, they've been in once or twice. But in general, and that's why everyone's saying it's do or die for Buffalo. They're not saying that because the AFC is super stacked. But I'm having fun watching football this year. A lot of good teams, for sure. Pat's on a good day, that's for sure. I mean, Pat's Broncos would be an interesting game. That would be interesting. I'm telling you guys, I just really want to see Denver lose. I just do. Everybody's better than Jalen Hurts. Well, apparently Geno isn't. Kirk Cousins, you know, Dylan Gabriel, DG8. Yes, finally. Now that he has Jacoby Myers, who's one of the most reliable receivers, he can actually be able to put the ball where he's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. He expects a high standard from his players because Trevor Lawrence has been sick ever since he, came out. Came out of his mom, dude. He's been sick. I wanted to clarify. He's been sick. Guy was a beast. I'm sure Trevor Lawrence was good at football in middle school. I'm sure he kicked ass, right? Obviously, he was a beast in high school, awesome in college, #1 pick, and then, you know, the NFL was a bit of a turn. Honestly, we could see Houston Buffalo AFC Championship. Yeah, honestly, a 6. These two seeds against each other. It would be crazy. Literally, everyone in this chat's better than Jalen Hurts. Amen to that. Amen to that. All right. We're at the hour mark of this stream. So, this is so dumb. All right. So we've talked about football now. So if you're into the whole football talk, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. But I got a feeling if you're a human being with emotions, you might want to stay for this part. Unless anyone has anything else to add about the current landscape of the NFL, I would love to delay this conversation. I really would. I love how this is like, I have to tell you guys what's going on in my dating life. But yeah. 500 Joe's joking with my dad that anyone can toss a ball is better than Hurts. Fuck. Jalen Hurts is the most hated quarterback I can imagine. I honestly think Jalen Hurts, Colin Kaepernick, right there, like they're right neck and neck. People hate Jalen Hurts. It's pretty funny, honestly, because he shakes it off like a windshield. Excited for the date talk now. Jags play in Mile High next week. Everyone get a Trevor jersey. Put it on next week. Wait, is that really? Oh man. Wait, no. Can they flex that one? Can they flex this one? Okay. I'm excited for this game. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Anyway, football fan, human being with emotions are mutually exclusive things, unfortunately. That's the fact of the matter. So, Michael's new. Banana Man's new. Let's talk about my dating life for a second. You don't have to be suppressed this significantly since that you don't have to be, but you suppressed this significantly since that text. No, I agree. And I've completely put this under the rug. So, okay, let me pull up a moment here. Let me pull up a moment here. This will this will like all line up in a second. Let me just kind of do some math here, okay? Let me pull up this video. Okay. I really hope, if you're someone that knows me, get the hell out of here, please. Let me pull up this live stream really quick. I think it was 11:51 I got a text. So where the hell 11:51? Oh boy. I am gonna have no idea. 11:51 would be about an hour 50 into this convo. Okay. That's what I mean. Sometimes I feel like chatting with the old Wait, I'm gonna make sure. Okay. Okay, I can't find it. Giants are up. They're not up. Cool. I'm a fan. Giants are up. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the point in the stream where I got the text. Basically, it was around 11:51. If you want to ever go back into today's stream and go and relive all the epic highs and lows of the Hunnaball stream right here, right? Around this point, okay? Around this point, I got a text. Okay, I got a text from this girl, right? Got a text early and the vibe changed entirely afterwards. Yeah, I did. I got a text around here. I don't know. Somewhere in this mix. It's pretty obvious. I think it's right here. When I don't talk for about 10 seconds. Let me pause the music really quick. That was a text that I just received. Yep, that's the one. I just realized the hinge thing's covering it. There it is. Yeah, they are. Let me pull this up again. I mean, about right here. So, all right. So I'm glad I have a play-by-play. I checked my phone, and you can see. Wow. I got a text. Wow. Wow. This was earlier today. We're the same exact stuff. Same setting. Different moment. Well, that was a text that I just received. Right? So here's what everyone's wondering, right? This is what the people want to know. What the hell happened? What did the text say? I'll tell you what the text said. I have been going back and instant replay. Exactly. I needed to pull that up. I have been going back and forth with this girl on Hinge. For the people that don't know, met a girl on Hinge, really liked her, 2 dates deep. We're already talking like, very, very great couple of dates, going back and forth. She's like, I really, really like you. We're being very candid with each other, being very open, being very honest. So then she's a little far away, about an hour, busy schedule. Why do I care? I don't know. I'm trying to go on the third date because if you know what the third date is the third date, trying to make that happen. And we're texting, but we're texting for a week. And then the second week rolls around, and you can tell the fire's just burnt out. It's dead in the chat. It's bone dry in this chat, in this text thread, because I don't know. I couldn't think of things to say because she wasn't giving me anything to respond to. I'm prefacing my defense because the text I received at 11:51 a.m. Pacific time was completely out of nowhere. My plan was to go through my morning stream or afternoon stream, go through it, and then between the first two windows of games and Sunday Night Football, I would call her because I figure, what the hell is there to lose? The text conversation is dead. We may as well just call, figure out when this date is, presumably over the next couple days. So I am intending to call this girl within a few hours from when I get this text. She texts me this. She goes, out of the blue, out of nowhere, she goes, "I've really enjoyed getting to know you, but I don't think we're the right fit long term. I wanted to be honest and not lead you on. Wishing you nothing but good things." I got completely shafted. It's winter because I got snowed. Whatever metaphor you want to use, I got buried. I got hosed. I got shafted. I got punched in the jaw after trying to have some emotions one time. Now, listen, I've thought about this in the moment I was mad, and I'm glad I didn't bring it up on stream when it happened, because if it did, I would have been like, I would have, been mad, emotional, wouldn't have been rational about it, right? Since then, I've had about, 4 or 5, maybe, it's been about 9 hours actually, to figure out the text, figure out the context, figure out what happened, drill down. And here's what I want to say first and foremost. I have not looked at the chat. Please, for the love of God, the last thing I need is, oh man, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. I don't want pity, man. I don't want pity from you guys. I'll be okay. I'll live. We'll live to fight another day. I'm not that torn up about it. I'm good. I'm good. The moment was just kind of tough getting that text in the middle of the live stream and being like, well, it's halftime of the first window of games. I've got about, 5 hours left of this stream. I better put on a smile. And after that, I was just distracted. Every time I looked away and just spaced, I'm like, our lifestyle, our future, what are you talking about? Every time I spaced, I was like, what the hell is she talking about? So if you were in the stream earlier, which by the way, this completely killed the vibe of the early morning stream, as I think Stoner Cat said, completely killed the vibe. I was sitting there and I was trying to put on a smile, like, oh, the Giants, oh shit, Travion Henderson. When in reality, I was kind of crumbling inside. I was like, holy shit, she rejected me. Oh my God, but I thought she liked me so much. What the hell is wrong with me? What the hell? Yeah, like the QB called 9, exactly. Yes, 9, exactly. So there's another guy, isn't there? So that is what I kind of assumed, okay? I feel like when a conversation kind of tapers off and you're kind of a distance away from someone you just met, which she told me this, by the way. She told me this. I asked her, what is online dating like for, pretty women, right? And she goes, I get about, give or take, 40 to 50 likes a week. How the fuck am I supposed to compete with 40 to 50 people? And again, it's you shouldn't have to. You should just be you and be cool. And I get that. But at a certain point, I went through our text conversation. I really did some digging, and I recognized the conversation just kind of trailed off. It's really no one's fault. I mean, kind of mine. I probably could have been a little more interesting. She wasn't giving me anything, though. And I think if I have really theorized this, it's there might be another guy. Maybe the conversation got boring. Maybe, and this is the craziest theory, she found the stream and then watched it on Thursday when I was all mad, and then was like, yeah, I don't think I want to date someone who's going to put every single thing that happens between us into the internet, which is fair. It's fair. It's a fair criticism to have. It's something I hadn't thought through. It's something I didn't get my full thought. But what I will say is I was love bombed to all hell by this girl. She was so forward and seemed so honest and candid, and I spent the whole time trying to keep up with her crazy pace and her crazy things. I'm not gonna put what she said on blast because that's not fair. I have some respect for some privacy, but what I will say is I just don't understand women. I don't understand women. But at the end of the day, I feel like in the moment, in hindsight, and what I will say, just to not to just vent to you guys and then just that's that. What I will say is what I'm learning with women is you don't want to be playing on the back foot, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want the girl to kind of be, and again, this might sound a little a little misogynistic, but I just feel like gender norms and how we're wired leads to this. This is my theory, right? I feel like when you're dating a woman, and you kind of just have to take charge. This is not like the Andrew Tate, oh, you got to get her in line, make sure she makes you a sandwich. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're the man, you kind of have to steer the relationship in a direction. And what happened was, she came on so strong that I felt the need. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to sit back and chill. She likes me. I'm good. And as we always say, it is not over until it is over, man. It is not over until it's over. We have talked about it on stream. And the damnedest part is, I get mad, right? I get mad that we hit it off. Things were so great. I was so excited. Told the stream, told a bunch of people. I met this cool girl on Hinge. Who would have thought on Hinge? We both said on the date, by the way, we were both like, I can't believe we met on Hinge. I'm so glad. Now we don't have to get on that stupid app anymore. Things we both said. So clearly only one of us was real. Only one of us meant it. But what I want to really nail home is, I could complain as much as I want, and I haven't read chat in like 5 minutes now, so that's my bad. I'll get on that. But what I need to say is that it's a talking phase that fizzled out after 2 dates. Like, objectively, like, people get cheated on, man. People get divorced. People break up all the time. I've never been dumped. So any kind of, like, you know, rejection kind of scares me a little bit. And another reason why I haven't made a video, I'm not really trying to make videos that don't do well, but again, not getting too psychological. What I'm saying is, don't feel bad for me. It's 2 dates that went sideways. I don't think you guys are. This is a real classy group of gentlemen and some ladies. But yeah, so that whole situation is done. As far as the Hinge update goes, I'm going to take a second. With the apps. I'm not going to lie to you. I love getting on here and just putting these conversations and stories on blast. But to be honest with you, I don't think seeking out external validation on the regular for material to share with others is the healthiest thing to be doing. And I still intend on telling funny stories and, you know, taking on the expeditions of dating. I'm not saying I'm going celibate. Yuck. But what I am saying is, it was a long Sunday. So, you know, that was, I needed to explain the reasoning as to why the stream just completely went off the rails earlier. And again, if you ever want to go through and check out the moment where it happened and see how a real man reacts, I got rid of the tab, but see how a real man reacts, it's around the 2-hour mark in today's Sunday stream. So let me go. I'm just gonna read through the chat, and then I'll just respond to what I need to respond to at the end. All right, I'm just gonna read it because again, it's I see a lot of stuff here. That wow is like the thing that's off the mob. The suspense is another guy. That's fucked. 9 seems pretty tame kind of thing to only say after 2 days someone who lives further away. No, that's not cool. Should have at least had the dignity to do it in person. I'll live. I'm good with her doing over the phone. I was not gonna hold her for that. I was not gonna hold her to that. Damn, at least she's honest, straightforward, but she couldn't have been done a little more effort or called like the QB9. Yeah, explains spacing every 30. That explains your spacing every 30 seconds. It ends up decision paralysis in Cat's mom is 40. Well, that's funny you say that. She's actually studying to be a vet and has a cat. Another thing, I'm very allergic to cats. So, you know, I guess we dodged a bullet there. I probably would have like gotten very sick dating her, but again, that's me coping totally. No point in dwelling, honestly, better taking it longer than being led on. Don't tell the next one about the stream. I won't, believe me, I will not. Cowboys have done it again. They broke my heart. What is up, Matt? You picked a funny ass time to join. We were talking about Cowboys earlier, man. Hunter, no one understands women completely. Just got to drink the pain away. Drink and make decisions you'll regret in the morning. Don't do that. Crashed out. Halftime Hinge is back. I mean, no. Alcohol is the only solution to sorrow. Alcohol and Trevor Lawrence. Is there any women here? I'd be surprised. There are. Raina joins. Appreciate you, Matt. We love you, Hannah. Again, we talked about Cowboys earlier. Hannah switching from Hinge to seminary was not on my bingo card. Go Postal. I'm not going to go crazy. And what I appreciated you guys said was at least she was respectful about it. I'm not holding any ill will. Like, I'm not going to get into it like, what a bitch. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that, right? Like, she, you know, people are allowed to have their taste. And this is what I was going to say too. Bro, I did this to a girl like a month ago. I can't even be mad. How can I like faithfully as a human being be mad about this, bro? I went on 3 dates with a girl like a month and a half ago. And then after the 3rd date, I was just kind of not feeling it. So then we didn't talk for a couple weeks and then I broke it off. And she was cool about it. It's normal. It's dating. It's just kind of a lot to adjust to when you really like the person. So this isn't me garnering sympathy. It's more just kind of explaining context, kind of closing the book on the dating struggles of the big 2025. And I needed to share it. I needed to share it because that's what we do around here. We share our feelings. It's Feelings Hour. And I'm glad the stream didn't like interrupt during my little soliloquy there. At least I hope it didn't. My stream like disconnected 3 times today. I was like, great, add this to the list. By the end of it, I was going to write a full-on note as to why today was the last day. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, and I'm gonna put something in the Discord. Just beware. I'm gonna put something in the Discord that I'm not saying on a public forum, but I just want to put a little thought in the Discord here. But you know, that's for down the road. That's for down the road. I'm not saying that in a public forum, but I appreciate Hank saying best wishes. Go to a library. Online dating is very gamified. I feel like going to the gym is just cash money. You know, I thought that, and I was just like, just call your ex. Trust it'll work out. Done that. It didn't work out either. Not calling my ex, man. No way. She hates me and definitely has me blocked. Again, I'm a great guy over here. But what I was saying was one thing this girl did teach me is listen, what I think was funny about guys is, and this is a larger theory towards, you know, everything in the world. But what I think about guys is guys have such a way of distorting and kind of squinting and finding the best qualities to get out of a woman specifically, not even, just out of something they want to like. Guys have such a talent, women too, but guys, because we know men around here, have such a talent of just being like, I'm a fan. Yeah, why not? We do it every week with football. It's like, well, Brock Purdy's probably not that great. He did make a Super Bowl, though. Trevor Lawrence turns the ball over a lot, but 6 touchdowns against the Jets. Josh Allen lost to those same, was it the Jets or was it the Dolphins? Either way. So you kind of just squint, you put on rose-colored glasses. And what I was going to say was one of the rose-colored glasses aspect of this girl was that she worked out. I don't meet a lot of girls that work out. At least work out, you know, like weights and shit. Like, it's cool if you do Pilates and whatnot. I just prefer girls that do, like, you know, weights. And she did weights. And that was a big draw to her. That was the primary. That was a big draw to her. I'm not going to just say I was just into her for her body. Duh. No, that's not where I'm going. But what I'm saying is meet girls at the gym. Duh. Hello. She told me, she was like, if you came up to me in the gym, I would have said hi. Okay. Simple. So I think in the new year, we're going to try and be a little more aggro. That's the wrong term. Be a little more forward with it, I guess. I saw a dude. I went to the gym the other day at 5 in the morning. It was 6. Started the day off right. It was great. 6 o'clock rolls around. I'm doing cable curls, which is, you know, my favorite exercise. And so I literally see this dude hit on another girl. Gym's empty. It's 6 in the morning and he's hitting on her. And she wasn't that into it. Guy's hitting on her at 6 in the goddamn morning before coffee. Rise and shine, dude. You want to go on a date? And so what I'm saying is, you know, don't take my failures, because I'm not, as reason to give up, as reason to stop. No, it's reason to double down, to prove that you are lovable. Now I'm talking to myself. Oh, again, the first half of Sunday Night Football, I was seeing red. I was annoyed. I was like, I cannot believe her. But let me say this to be even more forward and candid with you guys. Journaling out thoughts, can't beat it. Like, talking on this stream is great. I would not be as articulate as I am if I didn't journal out thoughts. No matter who you are, how old you are, what you do, if you don't journal and you ever feel unheard, there you go. And if you're dating someone, pro tip, give them a journal and say, if you ever don't feel heard, there it is. There it is. Oh, I think that's just the honeymoon phase. I mean, yeah. You described it pretty well. Yep, there you go. Dolphin, my ex taught me that bipolar 1 disorder is a very serious illness. Mental health should we talk more about into a relationship. Just a little tip, TMI. No, believe me. Yeah, this girl was very candid. She said, I'm very anxious. That's what she said. I'm like, you're making me anxious. What the hell? I'm definitely a victim of this delusional cowboy fan. Yeah, seriously, Matt gets it. Seriously. The delusional cowboy fan. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what would I know about delusion? I'm sorry. My hair looks so dumb. It's so flat after sitting here all day. We're on gamer hours, fellas. Guy's a machine. Respect calls every woman that's your age and not related to in your context. Trust me, one will bite. You know, Well, move aside. I'm going back to the moms in the adult flag football league. He shoots, he scores. Come on, let's go. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got a few Cowboys fans that coming out here. We got Matt, we got James, we got Banana Man now. It's fun. Drop a like if you haven't already, because where else are you going to find true blue? And again, these stories need no embellishment. As George Costanza says, they have not been embellished because they need no embellishment. Man, dating is a pain in the ass. And I'll tell you, man, there have been some talking faces that have felt more meaningful than year-long relationships. I'm telling you. So it's feelings suck. That's my takeaway. Feelings suck. Back to the moms. Back to the moms. We're ready. The hinge grind starts again. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to probably take a second. I do feel kind of like a dweeb, though. I'm not going to lie. Because I deleted the app after our first date. I was like, oh, that'll be cute. Imagine we got into a long-term relationship and I can tell her, like, oh, I deleted Hinge that night. Like, that would be like my move. I would save that. That's like my ace in the hole. I got a card up my sleeve. That was my trick. And then we didn't get past the second date. So, you know, that move didn't work. We got Steven here. Congrats on the dub. Can't stay. Just here to say 9 Mariota, Caleb Williams, dart hurts. But where's JD5 and all that? Talking all the honeys at halftime. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Oh, man. I will say, it is nice timing, though. You know, if you have something bad happen to you by the end of the year, at least the timing's right, because then you can get a fresh start beginning of the year. January is going to be sick. It's December 14th, fellas. It's Christmas season, and you know, love your loved ones, but you know, prove your haters wrong as well. That's what you do in the holidays. You make the people that doubt you regret everything they've ever done. Anyways, so long story long, that situationship is done. It was kind of a blindsided hit, if you will. I dropped back on the pocket, looking, and then just smacked. Sack fumble. Loss. That's the thing. On Thursday, everyone was saying that I fumbled. I think it was a sack fumble. I got completely blindsided. So there you go. JD5 is always one rank above Hurts no matter what. Well, that's how it stands right now. It's 2, actually, including the 9 tier. Every QB ever is better than Hurts. I knew this year was bad since January. Thanks, Muhammad. That's the vibes we're looking for. But yeah, I'm glad the stream made it through. I'm glad I was able to talk in an open forum. Drop a like if you haven't already. And yeah, boy, man, if I talked about that during the earlier stream, that would have been a disaster. I'm telling you. I'm trying to remember genuinely. We got a couple of Cowboy fans in here. I was really torn up. I'm not gonna lie. I was really sad today. I still couldn't tell you if I was more devastated than I was after Giants Cowboys at 10 o'clock, bro. That was a morning game. We should have won. Shane Bowen is such a dweeb. And then the Denver game. If you put the Denver game and the Dallas game together and you said, would you rather relive those 2 losses or would you rather go through another another exact same situation? You get all head over heels and then the thing just falls apart. I'm taking the latter every day of the week. Every day of the week. There's a reason I still hate Denver. They hurt me. Denver hurt me way more than any woman ever can. The Denver Broncos. Thanks a lot, Bo Nix. Ugh. The Last Christmas by Wham! Slow and Reverb's going to hit now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You got Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, boy. But yeah, fellas, so this was it was a funny Sunday. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the Giants lost. We had the number 1 pick in the draft. I mean, oh, boy. People are going to ask me, how's your weekend? It's like, it was good. It's good. Giants lost. I mean, you know. Indiana won the Big Ten. There it is. It's okay. I've been in a Chargers, Eagles, Jalen Hurts run right now. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. 5 turnovers, man. God damn it, man. Okay. It feels nice getting that off my chest, though. Holding in those emotions, just being like, oh, I'm cool. Earlier today was such hell. You guys know me. I like to wear my emotions on my sleeve. That's something I figured out, too. Just got a lot of emotions in here. Steer into the skid, fellas. OKC lost. Remember that. That's a good point. OKC lost. They did lose to the Spurs. That Wemby. Did you guys see Wemby? Again, we talk more about football around here, but did you guys see Wemby? He came out and he was like, that was a great game. That was ethical basketball. I thought that was one of the coolest things I've seen an athlete say maybe in my life. Hold on. Ethical basketball, he says. Ooh. Let's see. Did he say it? Oh my God, let's go. Here it is.
Be so beautiful. And so
really quiet. I don't know why Twitter's so damn quiet.
Something that's growing to be so beautiful and so pure and ethical basketball, you know.
On your right, Tim.
Sorry if that was super quiet. Wemby doesn't know how to talk into a damn mic. Unlike me. Yeah, but he said, yeah, I'm just glad to be part of something beautiful. Pure and ethical basketball. Dude, if a Giants player came out and said that, they wouldn't be the only thing that'd be coming out. Anyways. It's okay, Henry. You might be getting Trevor Lawrence currently. Remember, he's elite, just like you. Get back out there, throw 5 touchdowns, and run for one. Let's not forget about Trevor's 6 total touchdowns. Let's give him all the credit he deserves. I get that no one can hurt me like the Cowboys have. Never seen a Cowboys team pass a divisional in my lifetime. That's the thing. Sports, man, they set the bar. I was talking about it with Jarv earlier. That was another thing I said. I was like, I feel like sports ruining my mental health. And they definitely set the tone for the week. That's for sure. If the Giants win, it's a much better week than usual. And the Giants have only won twice out of 15 weeks, so not a lot of good weeks at the end of the season. You know, I was asking you ever just think like, man, maybe seasonal depression is real? And then you remember you're a New York Giants fan. It's like, oh, that's it, actually. That's what happened. It's not that it's the weather, because I live in California. It's that I'm watching my favorite thing get beat the hell out of every Sunday and just have no choice other than to watch. He's right. Unethical hoopers have polluted the sport. Shea. That was a direct shot at Shea. Wemby's like Chet's biggest hater. Yeah, well, take a number, Wemby, because you got number 1 right here. But yeah. So anyway, last Christmas, you gave me your heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This girl definitely got with another guy. Anyways, so yeah, and let me just close this thread out. If this girl, I'm not gonna put her name on blast, but if she is watching, thanks for tuning in. Drop a like. Crazy. Do you imagine stalking the person you're dating's YouTube channel to see if they talk about dating on their public forum sports stream? Do you imagine having a good week? Then I remember I'm a Titans fan. Yeah, exactly. Bad time to remember the Titans. Back on the board. Sports definitely influenced my mood. At least I'm a Dodgers fan. Yeah, thank God I'm a Lakers fan, or else again, if someone out there's just like yuck. But yeah, thank God. Thank God, man. And let's not forget, LV Aces fan. There it is, Western Conference. As you can see, following. That's not a bit. Following. Apparently there was I didn't know the Aces were getting sued, but apparently that got dropped, so cool. But yeah, Aces went on a real tear at the end of the season. And Aja put up the 1,000. I feel like you can't do that. How did we get here? How did we get here? The Aces are good. That was a good joke. You Lakers. Yeah, there it is. All right. I'm glad. All right. Well, I'm glad Muhammad can call it. It's a good joke. Well, should we play some Weddle and get the hell out of here? I think so. Let's play some Weddle. You know, I was going to say Micah Parsons like a respect thing, but honestly, I feel like that would just seem like I'm making fun of him. Let's throw Michael Mayer on there. Oof. Defense? I didn't even know they had defense on this damn thing. Okay, maybe not actually. Shorter than 6'4". Maybe they're a running back? They definitely in the NFC. So let's go Monty. Okay. Somewhere between 6'4" and 5'11". That doesn't really narrow it down much. It's a Detroit offensive player that's 24. Is Amon-Ra 24? Jags, Knicks, Yankees fan here. Was in pain for so long. Now things look like they're back turned around. That's a fun group. New York teams and the Jags. Well, at least you missed the Giants. At least you can rest easy knowing that if you picked the Giants, it would have been just as miserable, probably more. Probably a wide receiver. Let's go Amon-Ra. Why not? Let's see. Damn. Okay, I thought we were actually closer. Okay. Is it J-Mo? No, he's taller than 6 feet. And he's 24. Is Jameson Williams taller than 6 feet? No, he's not. We'll try it. We'll try it. Jameson. Oh my God. Wow. Jeez. I didn't know Jameson Williams was 6'1". All right. There it is. J-Mo. Done. J-Mo. Run it. Well, we did it. Well, fellas, we did it. We did the daily Weddle. And I just realized I didn't do my daily Wordle in my Discord. Tesla was a good guess. Tesla was a great guess. It's 1,000% J-Mo. Well, Tesla would have been more fun. I don't even think Tesla's on here, though. Let's see. What the hell? Why does it say what? Just want to see if Tesla was on here. He is, no doubt. Wow. But anyways, well, that's Weddle. We did it. Run it again. All right, sure. See, that's the just like someone tells me to do something, I'm doing it. Now let's do the hard one, and then we'll call it daily hard. This is any quarterback that, or any player that's ever played, I think. Or maybe just every current player. All right, let's do something off the wall. There it is, Trevor. Okay, they're in the AFC. They're not a quarterback. All right, let's throw another. Let's go off the wall. That's a little crazier one here. What's his name? Damn it, what's his name? There it is. Milton Williams. Milton Williams. Come on. I guess he's not on here. Kyle Hamilton it is. Whoa! Okay. All right. Rangers, Mavs, Cowboys, everything has gone bad. That is a tough group. That is a tough group. Texas teams have really been letting you down lately. I hope your high school team is good, Banana Man. I'll say that. Ooh, okay. Deshaun Watson. Is he on here? Nope. Didn't make the cut. Sorry, loser. Not you, Matt. Deshaun Watson being the loser. Okay. Huh. Older than 26. Nate Wiggins. Could it be? Could it be Nate Wiggins? Let's see. You better not be cheating on these, Gale. All right, clearly not. All right, well, he's closer. Okay, so he's shorter than 6. He's pretty short. Texas Tech's my savior. Well, there you go. Pat Mahomes in a CFP appearance. Hopefully they win it, man. Shoot, I might root for Texas Tech now that you're riding along with us, Banana Man. Shoot. We got no horse in the race. It's a Woozier. See, now this is just... See, I wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have got it. So I'll give it to you, Gale. Cooper Rush. High school team won like 1 game. Well, that sucks. All right, well, Gale's the king of Weddle. So there's that. And the Giants lost, in case anyone forgot. Yeah. By the way, I already said this, but I'm taking Dolphins spread. I think it's on here, but I'm taking Dolphins spread. It is currently, or at least when I checked, it was at 3. I like that a lot. I like Miami on, I think, a short week. Or no, it was Pittsburgh on Pittsburgh on a short week. Right? Because they played on Monday, did they? Something was going on here. Nope, they played on Sunday. What was it? Did Miami have a long week, was it? No. Game's in Pittsburgh. Miami played on Sunday. Damn, I don't know. I don't know. My vibe's going with Miami. They're fun. They're good. I like Tua. Delaney Walker was still my best pull. That was a sick moment, I gotta say. Keep your head up on it. I will. No, I will. We're good. We're good. Believe me, I'll live. But it is, honestly, journaling about it and then venting to you guys, tomorrow I'm not even going to care. Like, that's plain and simple. It's like, he has the best, like, you know, Twitch streams, you know, hate it or love it. It's, if you want to feel heard, get a Twitch stream with people listening. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Because it's kind of like one-way conversation, but it's also, you know, nice little community we got here. Gale's going back and forth, take up a hardcore drug. Now that is what I will try. That is what I will try. If anybody knows where I can... I'm not going to finish that sentence because YouTube's going to take me seriously. But yeah, so the Cowboys lost. I guess I can pull that one up. Not to dunk on Banana Man anymore, but the Cowboys did lose. That is the title of this stream. 9 looked solid. Yeah, he did. And yeah, he gritted into the end zone. Cowboys defense, they let him off the hook. Got to be better than that. And Dak who's getting MVP talks, you got to do better. You got to be able to put the team on your back. And most importantly, convert in the red zone. So I think that just kind of held the Cowboys back. Javonte Williams was clearly playing injured. George Pickens didn't have the effort. CeeDee Lamb just, you know, he was good. He had 100 yards, but he just didn't feel like CeeDee Lamb explosion performance that we needed. And in general, I feel like this is more bad Cowboys than good Vikings, but I want to give JJ McCarthy the credit he deserves. 15 for 24. He's a big Kobe guy, I think. 2 touchdowns. Still threw that pick, but... You know, if you remove the first drive of the game, 9 had a pretty good one. So there you go. What camera do you use? Thinking about getting some for Christmas. I use a pretty weak webcam, to be honest with you. It's the... Gosh, I should start doing affiliate links. I use a pretty weak webcam. JLab. God, I don't even... Let me see really quick if I can find the box. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Nice. Okay. Again, not recommending this specific equipment because I haven't really gone through a trial and error. I'm not a review channel, but I use the JLab JBuds Cam HD, get 1080. This is, you see, the camera's not amazing. We'll also be able to focus on this better, but you know, JBuds Cam, it's solid. It definitely will get the job done if you just want to do like zooms or anything of that sort. Twitch streaming, though, I am trying to upgrade this, but more so for videos. Because I've got this guy that I use for videos. What I want to do is plug this guy in, like, in my computer, and use this as the camera like most Twitch streamers use, and then get a different camera for videos, even though I could probably use them both. This camera's not that great long distance, and I don't want to buy another lens because it's a pretty old camera, and I like it, but I'd like to upgrade. So that is the next step. Heard Zans were a good one. He's still MVP in my heart. There you go, Dak. Stoner Cat, I'm gonna study before bed. Maybe see y'all tomorrow stream. Exactly. Are the Vikes officially eliminated? Yes. And Gail's gonna have some extra time next semester. He has to start his football takes page. Yeah, seriously. Honestly, Gail, we should do a podcast. Just talking about Trevor. Premiere. I use Premiere for videos, and it's great, but it is a little convoluted. I think you can get 90% of the way with CapCut pretty easily. If I were relearning now, I wouldn't have no shame in using CapCut, but I just learned Premiere. So there you go. Adobe Premiere Pro, as Jordan Hudson says. So there you go. But yeah, fellas, love talking shop about YouTube. But I definitely got to get my ass together and make some more videos. If there's one thing that this little situation has done, it's opened my eyes to realize how much time I was wasting thinking about the whole thing. So now I can spend that time diverted towards videos, making videos, and, you know, other stuff in the works too. I really want to attack 2026, as we all will, right? But for now, the Cowboys lost to the Vikings. 9 looks good. CapCut is good, but Clipchamp is decent. Clipchamp, man. Clipchamp, again, it comes on Microsoft. I use it every now and again if I'm trying to just do something quick. But I definitely would prefer CapCut over Clipchamp. Each teach their own, though. Some people like Final Cut. I've never even opened Final Cut. So what I will say is I grossly would... If you're not looking to work in the production field, I would not recommend learning Premiere. It is a sunk cost. I am going to be paying Premiere subscription services either for the rest of my life or until I learn a different software. And then I'm going to be paying subscription services for that software. And it's pretty goddamn expensive. So there you go. I get all the Adobe Premiere stuff for free, so probably can use Premiere Pro, some of the very few Duke student perks. Yeah, then take advantage of that. They cash that in for sure. And if anyone's wondering, if you're looking for a Canva alternate and you have a Premiere or you have Adobe Creative Cloud through like a school or a office or something, Adobe Express website's sick. No one ever talks about this website. It's a little janky, but I don't know. I've learned it. I like it. So this is a little behind the scenes of today's little thumbnail. It's nice because you can just like pull the backgrounds and then add it. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, no one wants to hire me, so clearly I know jack shit about production, but you know, I'm not salty. 9 looked pretty sharp. Anyways, that's pretty much all I got. So that was kind of my vent. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was dreading this stream a little bit. I thought this would be a lot tougher, but you know, you guys are the goats. I always appreciate you guys stopping by, tuning in. But it's getting late, and I feel like I've been kind of wrapping up the stream for a little bit now, so we'll close it there. But again, I appreciate you guys always. You know, forgive me if I'm a little emotional, but you know, I guess that's a weakness if you ask the wrong people. Jeez, thanks a lot, unnamed girl from Hinge. Planning our future together. No, I'm kidding. What's the cam for the videos? Thinking about getting a Canon cam. This is an EOS M50. Again, it's an old camera. I bought it when I was in high school. I've since graduated college, just for the record. But yeah, it's a solid, you know, camera, but it's more of a photos camera. Again, I bought it when I was in high school. I saw a YouTube video saying this was like the thing to get, so I bought it, not really understanding what I was using it for. And I didn't use it for like 3 years because I just never had the courage to make videos. And then I found it in my backpack. I was like, oh my God, I've had this camera the whole time. I should be just making videos. And here we are. So yeah, all the best, honey. You got this. You too, Gail. And you too, everybody else who was in here. Drop a like if you haven't already. I am now going to get off. You guys have a kick-ass Monday. We will be back tomorrow night and Thursday. I will figure out what the hell to do on Saturday. But until then, this has been a hell of a stream, and you guys are a hell of a group. Let's see Jackson Dart really quick. There goes my hero. All right. Anyways, fellas, you have a kick-ass rest of your diet and Monday afterwards. Women ain't shit. Hunnaball. Just kidding. Love my mom. Some other women are cool. Michelle Obama. There are other women that are cool. I'm trying to think, though. Kelsey Plum's kind of a hit or a miss. Aja Wilson, that's my girl. Megan Thee Stallion seems cool. Her and Klay Thompson, that's a hell of a couple. Haley Steinfeld, we love Haley Steinfeld. I gotta stop listing women that I think are hot. Powerful women, Serena Williams. Serena Williams got completely sunned by Stephen A on morning talk shows. Or no, Stephen A got sunned by Serena Williams and her husband. More powerful women, shoot. The Lions owner. The Ford family, that's, you know, that's a good group. That's a hell of a group. Oh my God, our favorite, Carly Ursay Gordon. Hello, I got to get off this stream. Yeah, guys, Hillary Clinton. There we go. There it is. All right, now I'm getting off. I'll see you guys on a ball.